what it is, man. Detroit versus everybody, man. Detroit, we rep the hardest, man. We gain the hardest. You know what it is, man. Detroit, CJ, holla at your boy when we get home.
Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you. Get 18% off. We out. All right, man, we back. Goodfella Sports TV in the building. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. And Bob Arum explains the viewership issues with, Top Rank, and he explains everything that's going on with them. And also, we're going to talk about Sean Porter's show, Inside PBC on Fox, being canceled. So let's get into that. Share the videos. Appreciate the love, support. One time for the one time. Y'all know what it is. Check out our boxing news playlist for more videos like this. And if you want to make a donation, just share the videos. The best way to donate. The Cash App, PayPal is in the description. So Bob Arum explained a lot of different things. He said he thought the viewership was good for the Shakur Stevenson fight. I think that had the best viewership so far, over 400,000 or something like that. Then he kind of explains like what's happening with the viewership. He says that they're not counting ESPN Deportes in the viewership. He said they're doing at least 60% or at least half of what they're doing on Fox. So on ESPN, excuse me. So if they did 400,000, he's saying they did around 200, 300,000 extra. So really, it's almost a million viewership. So that's not getting counted as well too. So I don't really know the particulars of why the Nielsen's doesn't count ESPN Deportes. Maybe because it's a Mexican-based ESPN platform and they don't have jurisdiction over there. And Nielsen pretty much works. They get put like these little boxes in people's houses and see what they watch. Also, it doesn't account if people are watching on the ESPN Watch app. So that's also something as well too. So Nielsen Ratings doesn't have jurisdictions on digital platforms, you know what I'm saying, or apps. He also went to say that also a large number of people are watching the fights on Top Rank, unlike Showtime and Fox, in bars. And one of the reasons he said that because bars religiously keep ESPN on. Buffalo Wild Wings, Detroit, we got Bar Louie. I mean, you can just keep going on and on. Hooters. Not a lot of the times you see a lot of bars have Fox on as a sports network. Maybe when wrestling is on, but a lot of bars don't have Fox on. They might have FS1 on every now and again. So ESPN is playing through the bars, and they don't account Nielsen ratings for people in the bars. Or, really if they say 500,000, you probably got an average, probably an extra person watching it too. Because you might have 5 people watching the same program at the crib, or you might have 50 people at the bar watching the same program, but you can't account for that. So the ratings are very, very deceiving though. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I get what he's saying. So at the end of the day, he said that you got a lot of people watching at the bars, and maybe they're not paying attention. It's just playing at the bars. Sometimes, I'll be at the bar or, at a restaurant, watching, and really don't, I really don't be watching though. So it's hard to tell. So he also goes on and says that the reason the fights are so bad is because a lot of the managers, they couldn't make the fights. He said fighters wasn't ready. They ain't been sparring. A lot of people didn't want to take the risk. And if you in America and everybody been on lockdown, who really been sparring? One guy was supposed to fight Jose Pedraza when his team got for the Gabriel Flores card. One of his team people got the coronavirus and he couldn't fight and they pushed it back. He said that he had to train outside because Gleason's wasn't open yet. So a lot of people not training. When people talk about these cars so terrible, like Bob said, he said we had to put people on the card that historically, would be, on a non-televised portion. We had to put them on a televised portion because we didn't have horses. So that's what people understand. They don't understand. They talking about how bad the cards is. Like, legitimately, fighters not ready. You know what I'm saying? Fighters not in shape. Fighters been, messing with the females and drinking and eating and laying around and playing Xbox and PlayStation just like everybody else. Everybody don't have the discipline to go out there and run their miles and stay in shape. And even if you did stay in shape and run your miles, it ain't enough sparring to get ready. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you spar a week, that's not enough. Some people spar 50, hundreds of rounds to get ready for a camp. So until you start seeing America open up more, you're not going to see a lot of these dudes, unless they have personal gyms. You ain't going to see a lot of these dudes, a lot of big fights early on. And when you do see a lot of these fights that you are going to see, a lot of these dudes not going to be prepared. There's going to be a lot of more Mike Planius upsetting Joshua Greers because Dudes are simply not staying in shape. Dudes are simply not staying sharp. If you ain't fought since last September, how you gonna stay sharp without sparring? Without proper sparring. So I'm going there and fight a dude that's known as a power puncher. But only people I got at my pressure power puncher. The only people I got at my gym are slick boxers. That's not gonna prepare me for the fight. Or I got a southpaw coming up, and I don't have no southpaw sparring partners. That's what you gotta understand. So he can throw on what he can throw on with the fighters that's ready. In that pot of fighters, it ain't a lot. It ain't a lot of people in that pot. So that's why they got to take the peas out the pot, the sorry fighters or the fighters that would be on the televised card, and put them on the televised card. So people got to understand it's different from the UFC. Dana White saying, you take this fighter, I don't care if you're ready or not ready, get your ass in shape in about a few weeks and go fight. Well, Bob, you know what I'm saying? Fighters just not ready. It's as simple as that. I'm not about to go take a risk, especially if I'm a champion or even in a non-title fight and take a loss when I'm not ready. So a lot of fighters ain't been ready. A lot of gyms been closed. You'd be surprised how many fighters don't have their own gym and how many fighters living in states that still got restrictions. So, like I said before, man, that's very, very interesting there. So, he just basically said that they just don't have the fighters at their disposal right now to put on big fights. So, Dana White can talk all the shit he wants to. Join the boxing game and find out how difficult it is. You know what I'm saying? But that is what it is on that one. So, Bob, he said what he had to say about that. And I don't blame him, though. You know what I'm saying? I don't blame these fighters for not jumping out there and wanting to fight and risk it when you ain't 100% or 100% prepared. So, even if it is at catch weights. So PBC waiting and the zone waiting is probably going to do them a lot better. But also, somebody had to blaze the trail to set the protocols to get ready for fighting, man. Especially with COVID cases starting to rise again, because a lot of people are starting to get tested. They're going back to college. They're going back to the football facilities and NBA facilities. So it should be interesting. But hey, don't forget when they start opening back up and they got to start those training expenses. Don't forget those sparring partners going to have to be tested for COVID too. That's going to be more money coming out somebody's pocket. Because you don't want to have sparring partners coming in and they got COVID and they pass it to you. Now you miss out on the payday. So that's something else. But Sean Porter's show, your show, where Errol Spence said your show, inside the PBC got canceled. So, that's over with. Fox made some big budget cutbacks. They cut back WWE Backstage. I don't know what the hell that is. I haven't watched wrestling since I found out it was fake. And that was when, what's the dude's name that's in the movies now? John Cena was the villain. So at the end of the day, they cut that show out. One of my subs said it in the live stream yesterday. Marcus Villegas, he basically, said it on Twitter as well too. He said that, he know a lot of people that got cut at Fox. So Fox making cuts, no more inside the PBC. I didn't watch it no way. Especially I was flabbergasted when they had Harold Letterman on there speaking all racist against Deontay Wilder. So, I don't feel bad for Abner Mares ducking ass. I don't feel bad for Sean Porter ducking ass. Kate Abdul, she'll get back on her feet. She's a nice looking woman. She'll find something. Maybe they bring it back at some point, but the ratings must not have been that good. I didn't care to watch the show at all. I prefer the PBC podcast over that. But at the end of the day, Sean Porter got to get another job. You know what I'm saying? They was non-essential employees. So we'll see, man. They don't really have no issue with Premier Boxing Champions. They don't tell you if they're going broke. That's a Fox thing. So we'll see what type of fights the PBC put on when they come back. I know Delorme and Jamal James supposed to be fighting. That's kind of a good card. At least a good fight at the Fox studio. So like I said, man, they try to do something different with inside, PBC. It's just wasn't nothing I was feeling, man. I can get better content on YouTube about boxing than that. And all they do is speak to the PBC fighters. And my whole thing about it is, it's nothing that most of the stuff that it's nothing that's don't shock the world. At the end of the day, you can tell me what you eat for training. You can tell me who you want to fight. Just tell me when you're gonna fight the people I want to see you fight, and that's just bare minimum. Now I'm something big, like, Keith Thurman, I'm finally fighting Errol Spence, or Errol Spence, I'm fighting this guy, or Wilder, I'm fighting this guy. Like I said before, man, it's just commercial talk. It's the same thing. It's no point in interviewing these fighters. You're gonna get the same answer. It's nothing new. I want to interview you when you getting ready for a big fight or after you had a big fight, you know, these fighters don't get it and these promoters don't get it. You're not gonna do good ratings unless you get the fans what they want to see. So, you know, I wonder what Sean Porter gonna do. Maybe you start his own podcast, and that's why Brian Custer got down here with the YouTubers in the slums, because he knows Showtime about to cut a lot of their budget as well too. So that's why he doing his own thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's funny how so many people, you know, coming back down to YouTube after frowning on us. And, you know, what did Tim Smith say from PBC, vice president, little YouTubers. So at the end of the day, you're going to see a lot of these dudes come down to YouTube and try to do what we do, man. But like I said before, we'll see. Don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you got business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request. Twitter's the fastest way, then IG and Facebook. Want to make a donation, Cash App, PayPal, subscription. Best way to donate is share the video. And don't forget, we got a Facebook group too, so that link's in the description. So check that out one time for the one time. Let me know what you guys think about Bob Arum defending the viewership on ESPN, and what you think about them canceling Sean Porter show inside PBC one time for the one time. We gone.